Hello Eagles fans and welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast, brought to you by Allianz, the official insurance partner of the West Coast Eagles. Allianz, care never gives up. This week we brought in a couple of youngsters who have had severely different pathways in getting into the AFL system. Elijah Hewett and Milan Murdock join us this week, one a highly touted draftee and the other a mature age waffle superstar. An insightful journey for both of these individuals, so let's hear all about it. Welcome to Coast to Coast.
Milan, thanks for coming on the potty, mate.
Thanks for having me here. It's good to be here, mate.
You good?
Yeah, good.
Mate, if you weren't here and you were going home right now, what would you be doing if you're going home?
I'd probably be ready to go to footy training. So what I've done today, but try and get that done in 2 hours and then probably get home at 8 o'clock at night. So
Down at East Free Oval. What's it called again?
Shark Park, I think. Good Grocer Oval, yeah.
Wait, what's the controversy about Shark Park and the boundary and the fencing?
I think we didn't have a fence for a few years and now they've just got a temporary little white picket fence.
Yeah, okay.
Not sure if that's doing much. So it's probably just toddlers and dogs not getting in, but it was just part of the requirements.
Mate, question. What was your first footballing memory? Do you have any really early days, any special memories, early footy playing days?
Yeah, I think watching the Sydney West Coast Grand Final.
Or did you go to the game?
No, on TV. I just remember
yeah.
we as a family, it was West Coast fans probably hate it. I was a Freo fan growing up, so I was actually going for Sydney in that game. And I remember we just had this big pile on when Leo Barry took that mark.
Yeah, wow.
It was a pretty cool memory to have. But
where were you watching it? At home?
Just at the family. We had a big grand final party. Used to do it every year when I was younger, and I know that's one that just came to mind when I was probably only 6 years old.
So are you saying you're frothing over the Eagles' defeat? Is that where you're going with here?
I was, but looking back, I was just a young, dumb, stupid kid, you know? Now I'm growing up.
We went to the Anzac Day game. We were just chatting because we went there only a few weeks ago. And you remembered going to the Anzac Day game 5 years ago or longer than that?
No, I would have been 17 years old. So probably like 9 years ago now.
Wow.
That was the last time I was in Melbourne as well before that trip. So it was a little while ago, but
incredible.
No, that was a crazy day. Anzac round's always pretty special, and being able to play in the game against St Kilda is pretty awesome as well. You know, it's a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life, although we go to belting, but it was a cool experience.
What about you, Huey? What about your earliest footy memory?
I remember watching it wasn't too long ago, but 2018 grand final at my parents' house, or my house growing up. I remember I was a West Coast fan, but I played for Swan Districts. Well, that was my kind of associate club. And so I was wearing a Swan Districts jersey because I didn't have a West Coast one. And that's why it's going for Collingwood. But I didn't necessarily go for it. I remember going to the 2018 I remember going to the game where Fly took the big mark on Gorney. Don't know, was that? That wasn't the prelim though.
Yeah, before, wasn't it?
It was his home and away season, I think that was. But yeah, that was some of my early memories. And then I remember playing Upper Swan Junior Footy Club. Just like loving my time there, junior footy. Yeah, good times, eh? Mate, were you always a gun player growing up?
I always worked real hard. I wasn't really anything special growing up until probably first footy or maybe like year 9 and 10. And then I guess got a bit better and quicker. I probably got a bit older. You know, all these guys when I was younger and smaller, they were a lot bigger than me. So it was hard to be as good as them, but I was always fighting and fierce, and that's kind of how I am now, and having 2 older brothers probably helped that, you know, fighting every day when I was younger got me and built me into the person I am now.
What was the junior club?
I was at East Freo Power, and then I went to Winnicott glory hunting and won 2 flags.
Oh, really?
Club footy, yeah.
Because you obviously did school footy as well at Christchurch growing up.
Yeah.
So that was from year 7 to year 12.
Yeah, it was big weeks looking back. I couldn't do it now, no way, but I was basically training every day for school and then for Colts and then club footy as well. And then Friday was my only day off. I'd play Saturday for school, Sunday for club footy, and mate, I'd pull up fine. I don't know. Yeah. Looking back, it's pretty crazy, hey?
Yeah, I was in a similar scenario at Guildford, and you're obviously at Christchurch. We played school footy on Saturday and then club footy on Sunday. Filthy would have a heart attack if you found out we had 2 games on the weekend. And think about with all the high performance and the science around training now. Back then it was just like, you just train. And I never had a soft injury. Like, you don't even think about it.
Nah, spot on. It was that fun.
Were you always the best player in your teams in high school, Huey, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. I kind of broke out when I was like 14 or 15 just because Dad took me down to the local CrossFit gym, RTAX in Midland. That's when we were growing up. So I started going there twice a week when I was like 14 with Dad, and then blossomed from there. But before that, like, because I wasn't a super skillful player, I don't know. I think, just the athleticism like really helped me. And then I started to really work on my game after that. And I remember going to the state 15s, the state 15 tryouts, making the team, and then going to the national comp and just realizing like the skill deficiency I had compared to the Vic. So I just really started working on handballing, kicking, and kind of other attributes of my game. Yeah. What year did it click that playing AFL was your dream?
Oh, mate, definitely just same as every kid in Australia, I reckon, just from when I was young, watching, the role models, like guys I look up to play like. It was such an easy dream, just wanting to be like them. And, in the backyard as a 5-year-old playing footy, it was always a dream of mine. And, probably.
Who's your favourite player growing up?
Nat Fyfe comes to mind. I think Hayden Ballantyne as well.
Perhaps you were a genuine freak.
Yeah, I was a little fair enough. I loved him.
This is Grim listening, Milan.
So,
no, Rubes was a massive Fyfe fan growing up.
Yeah. Well, Fyfe was just the best player I've ever seen. Like he was God mode in those days. So he was just awesome to watch. It's just be hard to be anyone like as good as him. He's just I can fly in his contest. Like he's just a freak.
Yeah, I reckon. For me, when I realised that it was what I wanted to do forever was when I was probably like 14 or 15. Because before that, I played high-level baseball as well, and I kind of always loved sport, but my dad had an academic background and some of the other family, so I wasn't too focused on football from a young age. It was only just like, oh man, I wasn't crazy good when I was younger, but then when I started getting better, I realised, this is a viable long-term option, and then it works out pretty good. So I had a ton of fun.
Were you getting talks to, because obviously I didn't go through the 18s, the states and all that. Were you getting talked to from like 16 years old by clubs, or is it?
Yeah,
like
I remember there was a rule you weren't allowed to talk to a manager at a certain time, and my older brother had been with Jason Dover, my manager now. Yeah. So I remember chatting to him thinking this is the coolest thing ever, because at that time he was managing Fyfe and Paddy Cripps and a few of the other guys. So speaking to him at a young age, I knew like I was on the right track. And then probably was when I was like 17 or 18, like when you're in all the state teams and stuff, it's just a straight pathway in. So yours, that's probably the interesting part, is our stories are so different, because mine's this like just kind of split stream into the system, which is the most generic, kind of first round pick. And yours is, waited a few years, had to grind it out, and now you're absolutely fine, one of the fan favourites. So
no state 18s for you, Milan?
No.
Didn't even get a look?
No talks to. Then I tried out for like the 16s state team when I was younger, and I know those boys were a lot bigger than me. I probably wasn't as built as, until I was 18 probably, so I didn't really get a chance. I just weren't that interested.
What was the silver lining? You're looking back, I know hindsight's easy, but like not getting picked. So if you had went the traditional pathway, do you reckon you would have been at a disadvantage? Do you reckon you're like hungrier, more driven now because you had to take this alternative route?
No, I actually don't think I would be. I think I'd always be training and doing all the extras as much as I can, just because I'd always think I never let it slip anyway from not getting drafted. I'd always have a week off, and then I'd be just training and training, trying to get as good as I can. So I think I'd be potentially a better player now, if I was in the system longer. I think now that I'm in the system, I'm going to become that player I always wanted to become.
Yeah. What do you reckon has been the biggest shock or the biggest difference you hadn't have thought about being a professional full-time footy player?
Coming from Waffle to AFL?
Coming from Waffle to AFL, yeah.
Nothing actually shocked me too much, because I'm pretty obsessed with footy, as you know, like I'm a big footy nuffy.
And you've got quite a few mates that play AFL
Yeah. I've actually, that's kind of why I stopped going for Freo like 4 or 5 years ago, because I got every team, I've probably got 1 or 2 or more friends there. So, I understand what comes with playing AFL. So, I didn't have any real shocks, to be honest. It's just like, being here now is just so awesome. You get to do the sport you love, you've grown up loving. And,
Talk to me about East Freo. Do you enjoy your time there? Who was some of your mentors there? That route through East Freo?
Yeah, obviously Bill Monahan came and coached us as a head coach in 2018. I had him till this year. He was awesome for me. He gave me that forward role probably when I was really young, from 18 to 19. I really wanted to play midfield. Like I thought I was one of the better mids there when I was younger, but he really pushed me to play forward, and that helped me so much throughout my career. Even though I didn't want to do it, it was awesome. And looking back, I'm super grateful for that. And now, I'm playing that forward role okay in the AFL, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Matthew Jupp, he was always a big believer in me. He was my captain in the 2023 grand final in the Waffle. And he's always been so confident I was going to get there. Like even when I was doubting myself,
incredible.
I'm still going to do everything I can. He was like, yeah, you have to, mate.
He obviously reached out to you when you got picked up.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like we talk every week.
Yeah,
just,
nice.
How I'm going still. And, I still get advice off him now just about leadership and
how many games have he played now for East Row?
Well, he retired 25, end of 24, I think.
Yeah, okay. How many games did he play?
He played 197, I think. Yeah. So he was close to 200.
Was he WA boy originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's went to Wesley.
Yeah, okay. Getting overlooked in a few drafts, was there an emotional toll there? Getting overlooked?
Yeah, I think...
Because especially when you started to get really good, because you became like a genuine player in the Waffle, a gun. You've been for a few years now. I think you might have thought that you were a sniff within those couple of years and getting overlooked. How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but it made me more hungry, and I still loved playing Waffle with my mates, to be honest. Just footy, a big part of me is the social part, getting to see my mates every day, as well as obviously training hard and playing footy. But I just loved playing football. That was the whole point of it, really. And it's the whole point of it now, still just playing footy. So it didn't actually affect me as much as everyone would have thought on the outside. I was just forget about it within a couple of days, especially, last year in the mid-season when I was really close. I was
Who were you
fine.
chatting to then?
Just West Coast.
Yeah.
The year before, I had a meeting with Essendon, and it was before I won my second Simpson, I think. And I thought they were going to pick me up because I had like one of my...
No dramas.
No, I'm definitely happy here, that's for sure. But
Didn't Jacob Newton knife you last year? Is that what happened?
yeah, that's why I was going after him. No, he. So I came in when Luce went on to long-term injury.
Oh yeah.
The night before the draft, I think, or two nights,
Yeah.
for a medical, and had a meeting with all our list managers and that. And then they ended up picking up Newts the next day, and obviously T-Mac.
Yeah.
And then, I had a game probably 3 days later. So, I was onto that and hoping I could get a chance to train on every year,
So crazy.
So, and then I didn't get a train on, unfortunately, but poor Longy went down and I got a spot.
I remember when you got picked up, we were all wrapped because I played against you. Definitely with you. Played against you at Swanee D's, and we played. Sorry, cut that out.
All right, start again.
Yeah.
Start again.
He's talking
Trying to think because I thought I played against you.
No,
but
you
now
nearly did. I was watching you.
Yeah.
I would have, but I had a concussion. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
2023, hey?
So we didn't play against each other at all.
Nah. I was watching you, but
I reckon I played against you when you were in year 12 though, maybe.
What, school?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Because I played first in year 10
Did you play every game?
every game.
Yeah, you would have played me in year 12. Except the last two games, I was lucky enough to play league for East Freo, and
Did you?
I actually played against East Perth when that was West Coast. So I played against Lewis,
really?
Jake Waterman, and
What year was that?
2017,
Oh, no.
2018. Yeah,
Definitely wouldn't have.
yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, far out.
We lost by-
Talk to us about your draft year, because it was very fascinating to be watching how the WA boys were going in that year, and you're obviously the highest touted WA player, maybe at the start of the 18s carnival. Talk to us about the ebbs and flows, about what an 18s carnival and what your draft stock sort of does and your mentality through that whole space.
Yeah. Well, mine was, I think I was obviously highly touted quite early. One of the things you realise about the footy world is fickle. Like people are always onto the next flashy thing, and that I felt a little bit like that was the case. And there was other guys coming through later on in the year that were making their case. And
Rube's obviously a big bolter.
oh no, Rube's massive bolter, but he was very, very last minute. There's other guys that were coming through the year that were looking good. I mean, Rubes was like,
What was his predicted? And then-
no, well, Rubes wasn't even going to get drafted at the start of the year. I didn't even know who he was, and then he ends up going before me. But he just had such a good year.
Top
And
20.
You know what Rubes is like? He was 8. They went to 9, I think. Yeah, something like that. So he was a top 10er. And then I had a few mates like Buzzy went before me. Jeb Buslinger, he's at Bulldogs. But yeah, it ebbs and flows. I mean, one thing I'm learning, I wish I could have a chat with myself then and said, just don't ride the wave. And I think potentially you never know, it's easy in hindsight. Maybe it was a disservice playing league so early. I played league round 1. I think I just wasn't ready. I reckon I should have played a few Colts games and developed my craft before I went into league, but I was kind of thrown there early, which I thought was the best thing for me at the time. Still might have been, you never know, eh? And then didn't have like the greatest state carnival, so kind of slid before the draft and they ended up going 14. So I mean, not like necessarily sliding massive, still first round pick, but felt like I was dropping by the day. I remember a couple of days before the draft, I called up JD and was like, mate, what's going on here? You know, Toomey's got me ranked at number 22. I was pick 3, you know.
Potentially helped yourself with staying in WA. But.
Yeah. No, it all worked out incredibly well staying here. So
how close were you watching that West Coast pick, or were you sort of held bent or sort of had decided that it's probably an Eastern States move at that point once you got overlooked for that Ruben pick?
No, I thought I was 100% going Eastern States. I thought St Kilda was going to be up there. There was a few clubs, St Kilda and Essendon, I thought I was definitely going to at one point. But then by the time Saints passed to me, I remember thinking I could free fall here because I was one of the only guys in the first run that was at home. I didn't fly over for it. So when I didn't get picked, the West Australian was there and there was some like awkward. They were like kind of like, oh, what's going to happen here? So we were hanging around for a bit, but luckily it was only a few picks later. They took me, but I didn't think they were going to take me. I thought they were going to take Ed Allen. They took me, thank goodness, and it's been good.
All right. Well, talk to us about the emotion of arriving at the club, boys. Your new home, all in different scenarios. Well win for you, Milan, but just sort of first impressions, you have to think a bit longer ago, Huey, but what was your thoughts of the club as a brand as a whole and then your new home?
Yeah, it was so welcoming first day, hey. Like I felt just all the love. It was so unexpected coming in. It all happened so quickly. Looking back now, like, and then playing my debut as well. But I think just coming in the club, like the boys were just so welcoming. It was awesome, you know, like felt so wanted to be here. And and then since then, I just loved it. It's so good to be here. I'm just super grateful for the club and just how accepting everyone's been. It's been just so lovely.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, mine was a few years ago. I can't believe I'm in my 4th year. It does go quick, but obviously being a West Coast fan growing up, I was just so excited to get stuck in. I mean, it was just crazy walking through the doors. You see your idols growing up, like Gov, Nick Nat, Boots, Yowie, these guys. And then I was training with them. Nick Nat was injured that year, so I didn't get much with him, but had just a blast coming through the doors. And we had a big cohort come through. There was like 6 of us young guys. So we had so much fun early days. I remember that first summer, my parents were going to Indonesia for Chrissy, and I was like, I'm staying back. We were just training, having tons of fun with all the boys. So, so I had tons of fun. And I remember my first ever training session was down here on Oval 2 on the other side. And, because that side's always getting redone early before Chrissy. So we were on Oval 2 and I remember we went to a skill drill and Simo was like, mate, go jump in the forwards. We think we'll get you in early as a forward. So straight off the bat, it was a completely different role to what the forwards is now, but it was kind of like a forward mid-rotation. I remember switching with Yowie for a drill and be like, oh, this is just like the coolest thing ever. What about you? What was your first, you remember your first training session here? I do remember yours because you were flying around.
Yeah.
Remember you had the most minutes a meter?
Yeah, pretty high, hey? Yeah, I came in, obviously I was just that excited.
Yeah.
But I think anywhere I go, I kind of always train like that. I think my numbers will still be pretty similar now. I'll just train as if I'm playing a game of footy. I think that's the best way to, go about footy. I'm not going to go at 50%. To get better, just got to train hard. So, day one, it was the day one I got picked up. Well, the day after I got picked up, I came in for a main session. So it was pretty quick, wasn't it? It was that fun, just coming out there.
Yeah. Well, you were obviously pretty hot off the blocks as well because not too many guys come in and impact the way you did. I mean, you were identity player for our first week, so all the boys collectively voted you as identity player in regards to like the pressure, everything that the fans see, what you bring. And I think I probably didn't appreciate that because so many other guys come in, takes them a few years to get ready, but you're obviously ready because you've been playing well for so long. You come in, impact straight away. What was that like? And you're obviously a fan favourite now. You've taken the title as fan favourite. The fans love you for good reason. So being instantly famous straight off the bat, what's it been like?
No, I don't think I'm famous, but yeah, it was such a cool game. Obviously, I was lucky enough to get a bit of the ball and kick a few goals and lay a good tackle on Big Mac. You know, that's a big part of it.
And then your story you put up afterwards.
Yeah. Cheers for the goal, guy. That was pretty good, eh? Yeah, it was so special being able to live out my childhood dream of just playing one game of AFL footy.
Yeah.
And then actually playing as well as I did.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember the game, or was the week just such a whirlwind that it's just blurred too hard?
No, I definitely do remember the game, actually. I remember parts of it, for sure. Probably not parts of that week. I don't remember that well. But the game I remember really clearly, and the trip was just like, people say it's a work trip, but I love every part of it. So it doesn't feel like work for me. I enjoy everything about footy. So it's quite easy.
What about the first win against Roos?
Oh, that was awesome.
Was that?
Any goal we got or any tackle we made, that was my first game in front of a big crowd. I think there was, how many thousand there? You reckon 45?
In the 50s?
50s? Yeah. So that was unreal. Like
a bit more than Shark Park, you reckon?
Yeah, a bit more than Shark Park for sure. But hearing that crowd was crazy. And kicking one of the goals I kicked, it was just...
Yeah, I remember that.
It didn't even feel real, like honestly.
Yeah, so cool.
The noise of the crowd, it just gets you so up and about. Like, it's insane.
I wanted to ask you about what it was like playing in one of the wins this year, Huey, and I had to look back and saw that you didn't play in either of them. How have you sort of handled that, being a kid that I'm assuming that you've been a part of winning cultures and winning football teams for the majority of your playing career, then come into a situation where you've got to learn to lose and get better?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been tough. I mean, won a lot growing up in regards to like Colts flags, PSA flags, so kind of you think that it's just going to happen. Even though I came to West Coast and we struggled the year I came, you kind of just think things were going to flick very quickly, just being such a big club and the nature of our previous successes, etc. But that wasn't the case. It's taken a lot longer than I thought, and I only won 4 games. That's been really disappointing because you kind of you obviously want to win every game, but there's games there that definitely we could have won over the last 38, which we haven't, which have been really tight games. But there's plenty more to come, and hopefully a lot more wins. And I've front-ended my losses, and hopefully going to back-end my wins in my career.
Any questions for Huey before we hit the fan questions, Milan?
Favourite teammate you played with at West Coast?
It's hard to go past the Rubes. I got drafted for the Rubes, so I got a special spot for him, and we're pretty close. He's obviously a bit of a weirdo. I'm a bit of a weirdo as well, so we get along well, and he trains so hard, so reliable. I've always had to think, I reckon people play proportional to like the nature of their character as well. Yeah. Like their personalities. Like you're an erratic person and you play erratically.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say the way you play is a testament to your personality. Like could be a left field call, but like you think about like Yowie plays similar. I think it just makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
But does Harley seem like someone who's an aggressive type of person in day to day?
No,
doesn't strike me as that, but plays on the
he's so bubbly and like funny.
Yeah.
People don't see it on the outside.
He's super outgoing. Like he wasn't like that when he first got here. He's changed a lot in his person. He's a lot more outgoing and goofy, and so like goofy. I don't know. Maybe it's not a one size fits all rule, but it applies to the majority.
Yeah.
All right, here we're going to hit up some fan questions before you send you on your way, boys. So the first one is from Michaela. Thanks for everyone for writing in, by the way. What's something you wish people understood more about being an AFL player?
What you got, mine?
I haven't been here that long, but
I reckon like not riding the highs and the lows. We try not to anyway. Like you really do. There's times obviously my last month has been real tough playing in Neuron. I've never played before. And like trying to learn it on the go, which just obviously hasn't worked. So now I'm back playing midfield in the waffle, hopefully going to come back up soon. But like not riding the wave of highs and lows, because when things are going well, like can feel like everyone loves you, and things are going south, everyone hates you, but neither are true. So just staying true and getting off social media a little bit, I reckon.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well, to be fair. Obviously I've come in pretty recently, so I'm still learning a lot about it, but just never getting complacent, never get too comfortable with your position. That's something I've always tried to focus on, and now in the AFL, I'm definitely going to focus on that every week.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a good game, enjoy it that night. If you have a win, enjoy it that night, the next day, but always look forward to, the next game, the next job.
Yeah.
And always take your learnings.
Yeah.
One of the ones that comes to mind for me, I don't play the game, obviously, but it's more when players are injured and you can't go out there and just, say to everyone, hey, by the way, I'm carrying something.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I feel is really tough from an AFL player when you're going out there and you're not full strength.
Yeah, you are always, I don't know about you, I reckon everyone's carrying something. It's just what you're carrying and how much you're carrying. There's a lot of things that are bearable. Like playing in front of big crowds helps because like the adrenaline you can kind of push through a lot of niggles early in games. But you hear some of the stories of guys back into their careers and what they're doing to just get up for a game. The thing is also, is me and Chance Bateman were having a chat before, is the second you step over the line, you can never make excuse for what you're going through because you make a decision to step over the line. So if you step over the line, healthy regardless, you got to be accountable to performance. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think the pain goes away a lot more when you're out there as well, and you've got a crowd and like you just that focused on your job. But I'm still carrying Ruben's knee going through my shoulder at training the other week, so but I think I'm all right.
All right, Sadini, thanks for asking. What's our favourite thing about each other?
I reckon you're always smiling, always bubbly. When I come to the club, you're easy going to talk to, and you can talk to anyone. Like you've got time for everyone, and
Therapy session. This is nice and romantic.
You have to return the favour now.
I would say I love just the energy.
Got a pretty long list, eh? We got time.
No, we don't. I've actually got something to go. No, I love I reckon a lot of guys over the like have lost quite a bit at West Coast, and you come in with this like early enthusiasm that like we can win every game, which we all are wanting to think, and we do think, but like your eagerness and optimism to come out and to show what you got, like we all have admired it since day one.
Love it.
Cheers,
Always
mate.
carrying a strut as well.
Strut.
Fella, the chip on your shoulder.
Oh, okay, we're going negative now. No, appreciate it, mate. That's what I tried to do coming in. Just work as hard as I can.
Milan, the website has you listed at 180 centimetres. How tall are you really?
What the website says, I guess. They measured me up when I came in, so it says 180.
I'm saying 177.
That's overs, mate.
Is that? What is it actually?
No, we're going to cut this out.
No, we're not.
All right. Marley wants to know, Milan, will you name your kids after cities as well?
Great question, Marley.
So explain
not.
the background for those that don't know.
Well, for Milan, my dad and my mum called me that because I think my old man worked with a guy called Milan, and he really liked that name, and that guy was a good bloke, so he named me Milan. And then I don't know, he heard bad things about Milan afterwards though, but he's already given to me. So.
Yeah, too late now. That's good.
So I probably won't, mate, but I'll have to think of unique names for my children.
All right, Lachlan, can you put a ceiling fan in for me? He asks. You're the only Sparky you trust now. Do you miss the Sparky work?
Yeah, I actually do. I was talking about this a couple of days ago with someone. It was great fun. I had a really good crew at Foslek as well, so working with those boys was fun. And just electrical. It'll be good when I retire from football, hopefully in 10 years' time. I'll definitely go straight back into it. Hopefully I can. I can put a ceiling fan in for you, mate, but a bit more expensive now. Maybe in the off season when I've got time.
What are you going to do in the offie?
Train.
Oh, yeah? All right. So 2 weeks after season when you're forced to have a break?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'll try and book a little holiday, I reckon.
Where are you going to go?
Mate, no idea yet.
Do you surf?
A little bit. When I go down south, because my brother lives in Dunsborough, so.
Okay. Should we tee up a holiday together?
Has Jack Graham ditched you from the road trips, has he?
Nah. Well, this is controversial. So me and Fridge were supposed to go up to Cable Beach this year for mid-season buy. Yeah. But now he's having the bub.
So he's picked his pregnant partner over you.
His pregnant partner over me.
That hurts.
Well, I spend every day with you and, the rest of the boys. I might need 2 weeks off of me. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, fair enough.
What do you want to do post-footy, Huey?
What do I want to do? What do I want to do post-footy? So I'm studying at UWA. Pretty broad, the old commerce degree.
Well, I might need an apprentice.
No, mate, not working with you. You'd roll me up the wrong way. Couldn't get up at 4 a.m. to be a Sparky to come work with you.
You couldn't do it? No, you couldn't handle it, eh?
I do. I want to get in maybe the finance world. Trade shares. Yep.
Make some money.
Sparky, senior Sparky.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely go down that line, I reckon, unless I find something else. But obviously I've got a big passion for football, so if I'm a good coach or something in the future, I could go down that line, but I have to see. Yeah.
Milan, thanks for coming on, mate. It was an absolute joy. This episode was brought to you by Allianz, official insurance partner of the West Coast Eagles. Allianz, care never gives up.
Thanks for having me, mate.
No problems.
This episode was brought to you by Allianz, the official insurance partner of the West Coast Eagles. Allianz, care never gives up.